Hello, welcome to my channel. We have been solving these past papers. So right now I have this mathematics paper 3, pure math 3, and it's from May, June 2025. So we have already solved, I believe, 5 questions. Let's see, you can check my previous videos. So we will go to question number 5. Yeah, four. We have solved 4 questions. Okay, so this question number 5. Uh, the square root of this complex number can be expressed in the Cartesian form this way, where x is my real number. By first forming a quadratic equation, find the roots of this. Okay, so the question is, we have this number. Oops, what is it? Sorry. Yes, sorry. Okay, -1, -4 under the root 5 iota, and we need to find its square root. Okay, so the square root of this is x plus iota y. Okay, so it means its square will be equal to this. So this is equal to the square of x plus iota y and square. Okay, makes sense? Okay, so now what is the square? If I expand it, it's going to be x squared and plus iota 2xy. Am I right? And plus y square, so iota y square, it will become minus y square. Okay, because iota square is going to be -1 and y square is this one. So if I split it in real parts are x squared minus y squared, and imaginary part is iota 2xy. Okay, so now you can see there's real part and imaginary part, real part and imaginary part. So we can see that if we equate the real part with the real part, it's going to be -1. And imaginary part in 2xy, and this is going to be equal to -4 under the root 5. Okay, we can simplify this one. It will become xy equals -2 under the root 5. So we have two equations, two unknowns. So let's try to solve them. From here you can see that x squared, uh, x squared is equal to y squared minus 1. So x is equal to plus minus under the root y squared minus. If you submit this value over here, so xy mean x is plus minus under the root y squared minus 1. This is x into y, and this is equal to -2 under the root 5. So we have one equation with one variable, one unknown y. So let me square both sides. It will become y squared minus 1 into y squared equal 4 times 5. So this is going to be 20. Right? So this is y power 4 minus y squared minus 20 equals 0. So let's assume that y squared is equal to t. So this equation will become t squared minus t minus 20 equals 0. And when we solve it, it will give the factors t minus 5. Let me see what they are, t minus 5 and t plus 4. You see, if you multiply it, this will be negative and negative. Yeah. So this gives me the solution t is equal to 5 or -4, right? But t was equal to y square, remember? This one. So from here you can see that y is equal to the square root is going to be plus minus under the root 5 and iota plus minus iota 2, right? But since we are assuming that x and y are real numbers, right? So that's why we will discard this solution. I will just consider the solution. Okay, this using the other one, x is equal to plus minus under the root y squared minus 1. So when y squared is going to be 5, so 5 minus 1, 4. 4 is 2. So the answer is going to be plus minus 2. Right? So we have this value for y and this value for x. Okay. But we have, it looks like we have four values, right? Plus from here, negative from here, and negative from here, and plus from here, and plus from here, plus from here, negative from here, negative from here. So we have four values. But when we take the square root, the answer should be two only. It should be two answers, right? Okay. Now, how can we resolve this issue? Remember this equation. This is telling me that the x and y, when you multiply together, the answer has to be negative. It means if this is positive, this has to be negative. And if this is negative, this has to be positive. They both cannot be positive and or both cannot be negative at the same time. So my final answer is x plus iota y. This is equal to, if I take 2 as positive, then I have to take negative iota under the root 5. And I can put plus minus here because if I put negative, then this will be negative, the other will be positive. So this is my final answer. Okay, I hope you understand the logic and every detail over here. Okay, question number 6. By selecting a suitable pair of graphs, show that this equation. Okay, so let me sketch sine x first. So sine x, you remember it goes from 0 to pi, and we have to minus pi here. So this is minus pi and this is pi, right? And the maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is minus 1. Okay, now if I sketch sine x by 2, so up till pi, it will go half cycle. This is minus pi. And the maximum it goes is 1 and minus 1. Okay. And now if I sketch 2 times sine x by 2, then of course this is pi, so it goes up to 2. This is pi, but now it reaches to 2. Okay, and this is minus pi, and it reaches to minus 2. Okay, now on the same axis, I want to sketch x minus 2 absolute value. Let me change the color to make sure it looks different. Okay, how will I sketch this one? Let's say if I have set y equal to x minus 2, so it will be, okay, what is y equal to x? It is this line, right? But what about y equal to x minus 2? It is the same line shifted 2 units below, right? This is minus 2 and this is 2. And the slope is 45, of course. Okay, so this is the equation of x minus 2. And when I plot y equal to x minus 2 an absolute value, then it would be this minus 2, sorry, 2. From here, it will go up, right? So the negative part, it will be reflected as positive because of this absolute value. Okay, so let me sketch it over here. Pi is approximately 3.14. So 2 would be, I would say, somewhere here, right? And if I make a line with 45 degree and 45 degree, it is going to be something like this. Okay, so you see, when x is pi, right, this value will be pi minus 2. So 3.14 minus 2 is just going to be approximately 2.14, right? And this is 2. So sorry, 1 point, 1 point, sorry, 1.14. 3.14 minus 2 is 1.14, right? So this point is much less than 2. Okay, so this graph shows me that there is only one intersection point of these two things, right? So the solution of this equation have only one value between the interval 0 to pi. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now, show by calculation that this root lies between 1 and 1.5. Okay. Remember, remember we have this graph for y equal to x minus 2 absolute value. So this portion is y equal to x minus 2, but this portion is y equal to negative of x minus 2, right? Or I can say this is equal to 2 minus x. Okay, so I have to find the solution of 2 minus x equals 2 times sine x by 2, right? Okay, so if I bring it on the other side, the 2 minus x minus 2 sine x by 2, this must be 0, right? Okay, but if I try to calculate these values for x, and here x minus 2 sine x by 2. So if I substitute x equal to 1, right? If I substitute x equal to 1, the value of this expression comes out to be negative 0.0411. And if I substitute 1.5, then I get 0.863. So you see, for one value, it is we are going a little bit above 0, and for other value, we are going a little bit below 0. It means the solution must be in between somewhere. In between somewhere, there is some number for which this difference will become 0, right? So that gives us a conviction that convinces us that the answer lies between 1 and 1.5. I hope it's clear that you understand the logic behind it. Okay, now this is also interesting. Use the iterative formula. This is the iterative formula with the initial guess and the initial value this one to calculate the root. Okay, so what I will do, I will make a table. This is the value of n, and here I will have x n. What should I do? N plus 1 is basically 2 minus 2 sine and x of n over 2. Okay, so when n is 0, this is my starting point. The guess is x of n is, okay, how should I say? Okay, what I will do, I will not write this whole thing here. Okay, instead, I will just say x of n. And how am I calculating x of n plus 1? It is 2 minus 2 sine x of n over 2. So zeroth value is 1.03, right? Okay. Now first value, when n is equal to 1, so you can see that n 1, so x1 is equal to 2 minus 2 sine x0 over 2. And when I substitute x0 this value and calculate the next value, next iteration, it comes out to be 1.0149. Okay. Similarly, how do I calculate x2? I will do it by 2 minus 2 sine x1 over 2. So I'll use the previous value and calculate the next value. The next value was calculated as 1.0281. Next value I calculated as 1.0166. You can confirm these answers. Next value is 1.0266. Next value is 1.0179. Next value is 1.0255. Next value is 1.0188. Next value is 1.0247. Next value is 1.0195, and we keep going. There's one interesting thing here. You can see that my initial guess was, let's say, 1.03. Next value I calculated is 1.01. So 1.01 is much less than this. So somewhere here, 1.01. Next value is 1.028. So 28 is before this one, right? So this is 1.028. Next value is 1.0166. So it is be after this 1.0166. Next value is 1.0266. So it's before this one, 1.0266. Next is 1.0179. So after this, so basically we are converging. Okay, we are converging to some value. Okay, if I make an approximation up to 2 digits, so this is 1.03, this is 1.01, 1.03, 1.02, 1.03, 1.02, 1.03, 1.02, 1.02, 1.02. So yes, if you are calculating for two decimal places, then we convert to 1.02. Okay, so this is how we try to solve some question mechanically. Okay, next question, question number 7. Okay, so express this expression in the form of this. Okay, so we have this expression 7 sine theta plus 24 cos theta. So you will see this type of thing very often in different applications. Anyway, so we have sine function and cosine function. I have two constants, 7 and 24. So what I will do, I will write these two constants in terms of two other constants. Imagine if I have a triangle and this is 24 and this is 7 and this is r and this is theta. So you can see this 7 is equal to r into sine theta and 24 is equal to r cos theta. Okay, where r is equal to under the root 24 square plus 7 square, and this comes out to be 25. Similarly, theta, it is tangent inverse 7 over 24, and if I calculate this quantity in radian, it comes out to be 0.2838. Okay, so what happens here? 7 is equal to r sine theta. Oh, let me write it alpha to distinguish from the other theta. So this is not theta, this is alpha, sine alpha, and this is cos alpha. My apology for this. And this is again alpha. Okay, so this is 7 is sine r sine alpha into sine theta, and 24 is r cos alpha cos theta, right? And if I take r common outside, inside I have sine theta sine alpha plus cos theta cos alpha. And remember the formula, this will be cosine of theta minus alpha, right? Cos alpha minus beta is cos alpha cos beta plus sine alpha sine beta. Okay, so this r must be equal to 25, and cosine theta minus alpha is 0.2838, right? We find the alpha correct to 4 as well. Okay, so we are done. We express this expression 7 sin theta equal cos theta in this form, r cos theta minus alpha. Okay, so this expression is equivalent to this one, and we are all set over here. I should write capital R over here because this is capital R. So this is capital R, and this is capital R again. I'm sorry, I should have done it earlier. Okay, so I hope this first part is clear. Now the second part says, using the same idea, solve this equation. Okay, so 7 sine x by 3 plus 24 cos x by 3. So this left hand side can be written as 25, right? Uh, 25 cosine. Now angle is x by 3. Before it was theta, now I write x by 3. And minus alpha is 0.2838. Okay, I hope it's clear that why am I writing this expression instead of 7 sine 1 by 3x plus 24 cos 1 by 3x. And this whole thing is equal to 24.5. Okay, if I divide everything by 25, I will have cosine x by 3 minus 0.2838 and 24.5 over 25, it is 0.9. So this is equal to 0.98. Okay, now how can we find x by 3 minus 0.2838? This is equal to cos inverse 0.98. Okay, if I do cos inverse 0.98 using calculator, it gives me 11.478 degree. Okay, let's do it in degrees first. Now, remember cosine function, it is something like this, right? So it's even function. So if 11 degree is giving me this answer, then minus 7 will also give me the same answer. So the answer should be plus minus 11.478 degree, right? Now in this one, if I add 2 pi or 360 degree, I will reach over here, which is also giving me the same value, 0.98. So other than these two values, I have other values by adding 360 plus minus 371.478 degree. And we can add so many more. But this should be enough, okay? Okay. If I convert them into radians, okay, this is plus minus and 0.2003334, and these values are plus minus 6.4835, and we can have more, but not very big. This is enough. Okay, now I have to solve this equation. So you can see that x by 3 would be equal to 0.2838, and then I will add into it all these values, right, which are plus minus 0.2003334 and plus minus 6.4835. Okay, so by adding this thing, I get the numbers 0.484134, 4134, and by this and negative one, I get 0.083466. And by adding this number to these two numbers, I get 6.76, I believe 732, and the next value is negative 6.19972. But we are looking at a solution between 0 and pi. Okay, so 0 and pi. Okay, let's it doesn't have to be it should just definitely not negative number. So let's start this one. Now finally we have to multiply with 3. So x is equal to 3 times all these numbers, means 0.484134 and 0.083466 and 6.76732. And when I multiply with 3, I get 1.4524. And when I multiply with this one, I get 0.2504. And when I multiply with this one, it is going to be 18 something, right? But again, remember we have to look at solution between 0 and 5, between 0 and 3.14. So only these two values qualify to be in this interval. Other value we don't need to consider. Okay, so this was the B part of your solution. I hope you enjoyed and understand the every step and every logic behind every step. If you ever have any question, you can always ask me in the comment section. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, then please subscribe my channel. Thanks again. See you in the next video.